And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for your 75th anniversary leading off, number 21, center fielder from Illinois State University, Ryan Cermak. Batting second, number 15, the first baseman from Fresno State, Mason Arroyo. Number 23, catcher from Cal State Fullerton,
Hello, everyone, and welcome into Sinsheimer Park. It is July 3rd, the day before Independence Day, and it is the biggest crowd of the year here at Sinsheimer. And we welcome you to Game 20 of the 75th anniversary season of the San Luis Obispo Blues, who today will take on our neighbors from the south, the Arroyo Seco Saints, who made the trip up here from Pasadena. These two teams played just a couple days ago. It'll be the third matchup between the two of them this season. They've split the first two, Blues winning the first back on June 23rd, and the Saints getting revenge back on Thursday. And as the starting lineups are introduced, we cannot be happier to have you along with us. Hi again, everyone. I'm Zach Ebrahim. It's the Blues. Blues coming in with a record of 14-5, coming off of one of the more electric wins this season. They played 3 straight games at home. All 3 have come down to the final 2 innings in which they've taken the lead in the 8th or later and won in comeback fashion. The Arroyo Seco Saints come in with a record of 9-7. They're coming off of a loss into today's ball game. We're just about ready for baseball here, and I will step aside momentarily as this packed house will rise, and I'll be back with you after this rendition of our national anthem. Enjoy.
I don't think he's referring to also barbecue, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, we would ask that you would kindly stand and remove your hats.
See my concert delight, what so proudly we hailed at twilight's last gleam, sight through the perilous side, o'er the rampart sea watched, o'er the mountains deep sea, and rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air. Save us as our Savior, never yet wavered. For the land of the free, and home of the brave.
This is the day we've been waiting for here at Sinsheimer Park. It's the biggest crowd we'll see all season. It is a packed house. Over 1,500 people in the stands and on the grass are set to see the Blues take on the Saints. We mentioned the Blues coming off of a win and the Saints coming off of a loss. This is another key matchup in the CCL South for San Luis Obispo, who picked up a big one last night against the Oaks as they inch their way back into the standings. We'll get you the updated standings right now. The way it stands, the Foresters of Santa Barbara still at the top of the CCL South with a record of 6-3. The Blues have retaken second place, and they are at 4-3 after the victory against the Oaks, and they take over them in second in the CCL South, followed by this team, the Arroyo Seco Saints, who are in third at 5-5. So this is a big game for both teams, who, of course, we mentioned have split the first 2. This is the third matchup. And on the mound and trying to shut down the bats of the Saints will be the right-hander, Vaughn Moderer. Vaughn will be making his third start this season. He comes in 1-0. The record at 3.68 for Vaughn. He's pitched in 7 1/3 innings on the season, and the strikeout numbers at 6, walks at 5, hits at 4. His last start, Vaughn went 3 full, only allowed the 1 run on 1 hit, and is holding his opponents to a batting average of just 174 as we welcome you again. This is a packed house at Sinsheimer Park. Biggest crowd we will see all season. And in talking to the players and coaches, they are jacked up, especially coming off of the way they won last night. Everyone's still kind of riding that high. Another late victory at home for the Blues. They took the lead in the bottom of the 8th on a 2-run AJ Esperanza home run. Esperanza, the hero for the Blues for the second time within a week. And it's Connor Bradshaw to lead things off. And the way he introduced himself to this Blues pitching staff, well, he faced Matt Sox on Thursday and went deep on the first pitch he saw from the right-hander out of Utah. He now faces Moderer, the right-hander out of Berkeley, and that first pitch is not sent out of here. It's in there for strike 1. Count is no balls and 1 strike as we are just underway here. It's July 3rd, the day before Independence Day. That pitch is in there for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Bradshaw. Bradshaw fouls that one back to the left side. Bradshaw's average coming into this one sitting at 300 even. He leads the team in home runs with 3. Everyone else has 1. No one else has 2. That third home run, of course, we mentioned it, coming off of Matt Sox. No balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitting DH Bradshaw, who takes high ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Connor. So no home run on the first pitch of this one. And interestingly enough, the home run from Bradshaw, that was the first time Matt Sox ever gave up a home run on the first pitch of the ball game. And on the first at-bat of this ball game, Bradshaw swings and misses through an off-speed pitch from Moderer for strike 3, and he is sat down. There's 1 away in the top of the first. Bradshaw down on strikes. Cooper Elliott now, the center fielder, steps in. Elliott, who has played against the Blues already this season. We've seen Cooper. He's done limited damage to the Blues pitching staff. They've been able to hold his bat pretty quiet in the 3 games. He'll show bunt on the first pitch, pop it up, send it into this capacity crowd, and that's the first souvenir of the day. Count is 0-1. Following Elliott will be Drew Cowley, the third baseman. There's 1 out. We're in the top of the first. Moderer shakes off the sign from Shell, has Elliott in a 0-1 count, and deals outside ball 1. Of course, Vaughn he's lucky enough to get this start, and he'll tell you, in front of the biggest crowd we'll see here, he is the man on the mound. 1-1 is outside. It's now 2-1 to Elliott. But Moderer has been awesome in his 3 previous starts. Coaches haven't needed an extreme amount of length from Vaughn. We'll see how long he goes today, obviously depending on the pitch count. Here's a 2-1 to Elliott. It is high ball 3. The walks, if we're going to look at anything from Moderer, it would be that to kind of say that Moderer will tell you he needs to have a little more command and is in a 3-1 count against Elliott. In there for strike 2, so Elliott thought he had ball 4. He'll appeal. Count is full, and Moderer has worked it back to 3 balls and 2 strikes against the center fielder Elliott. Top of the first, no score. Just 1 away. That was a strikeout of Bradshaw. Here's a payoff pitch from Moderer. Oh, that looked like a good pitch. Instead, it's ball 4, and Elliott will take a walk. It is the 6th walk that Moderer has surrendered this season. And that'll bring Drew Cowley to the plate. Cowley is leading the team in batting average. That thing's close to 400. He's at 396 to be specific. Leads the team in hits. Second in RBIs. Takes strike 1 from Moderer. He'll bat now with Elliott on first. He took a walk. And 1 away for Drew Cowley, third baseman today. No balls and 1 strike. Moderer picks him off. Throws over to first. Picks off Elliott. And now there's 2 away as he faces Cowley. So a great pickoff move from the right-hander, Vaughn Moderer. gets Elliott, who he walked, and erases that. Now there's 2 outs, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Now it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The count to Drew Cowley. There's 2 away. We're in the top of the first, and there's no score. Saints come in with a batting average of 263 as a team. Here's the 1-1. Nips the zone. It's now 1-2. Blues will be in Thousand Oaks tomorrow. We will play on the 4th of July. We will have first pitch for you at 1 p.m., but this is the one we've been anticipating all year to play the day before Independence Day in front of a packed house, and the Blues coming off of an electric victory last night. Lauderer will step off. Was time called? Interestingly enough, it's still 1-2. Must have missed that one. 1-2 from Moderer to Cowley. Inside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Cowley. He'll play third base today. So the Saints coming off of a loss to the Riptide. That's a team that swept the Blues in their 2-game set in Irvine. Here's a 2-2. Lined back into left center. And that'll be a base hit for Drew Cowley. So after the pickoff of Elliott, Cowley will reach on a single, and that'll bring Peyton Lewis to the plate. He's been doing the catching as of late. It's either him or Bo Willis. We saw Bo Willis do the catching in our last matchup with the Saints. It'll be Peyton Lewis this time to bat with 1 on. That's Cowley at first, and 2 outs. Again, we're in the top of the first. Still no score. And Moderer has given up a walk and a single. But after walking Elliott, he picked him off. Delivered strike 1 to Peyton Lewis.
Has more RBIs than hits this year, Jerry.
Yeah, Lewis with the average at 205. Leads the team in RBIs with 13. 0-1 from Moderer to Lewis. Gets away, and in the process, Cowley will take second.
Yeah, and those are just easy free passes there.
There's 2 outs now, and a runner in scoring position, the first of the day for the Arroyo Seco Saints. It's Peyton Lewis in an 0-1 count. Should be 1-1, actually. 1 ball and 1 strike to Peyton Lewis. Moderer will check second, and now deal. Popped up and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Lewis. Moderer ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes on the Saints catcher. With the batting average just over 200, but leads the team in RBIs with 13, looking to add to that season total here. Moderer looking to get out of this first inning and hold the Saints scoreless. He'll check second, and now deal. 1-2. High and inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Peyton Lewis. If he is to reach, Jake McMurray would be up, and he's the first baseman batting 5th today, but Moderer worried about the man at the plate in Peyton Lewis and is trying to avoid having the Blues trail early in a ball game, which has been a trend as of late. They trailed 4-0 heading into the 7th inning yesterday. We're still able to rally and win. Here's a 2-2. Lined to Kretschmar at second, and that'll end the inning. So Lewis lines out to second. Moderer gives up a walk, but picks off Elliott to get the second out. Allows a single to Drew Cowley, and the line out of Peyton Lewis ends the top of the first as we will head to the bottom of the first scoreless, and the Blues bats will look to change that. They're coming off of a game in which we just mentioned they were held scoreless through 6.5 innings. In the top of the 6th, the Conejo Oaks would score 4 runs, all 4 off of Jared Hart, who's been an extremely reliable reliever. So he gave up 4 earned runs. It put the Blues in a deficit. We mentioned the disturbing trend coming in was on the most recent road trip in which the Blues didn't win a game, 9 of the 14 runs given up to opponents came in the 5th or later. That trend continued. 4 more would be tacked onto that total, but they would come back and rally. They'd plate 2 in the bottom of the 7th, and they'd plate 3 in the bottom of the 8th, with the highlight and the capper being A.J. Esperanza going deep to right on a ball that was hit off of an Oaks reliever that after the ball game, their announcers told me, we're not sure why he was in there. He's been prone to give up the long ball. And my response was, well, AJ Esperanza has been the man to deliver the clutch hits for the Blues this season. He's got a walk-off single that came a week ago today on Saturday against the Humboldt Crabs, and the 2-run go-ahead homer in the bottom of the 8th yesterday gave the Blues their 14th win this season, and the final in that one 5-4. On the mound for the Saints is Tristan Garnett, big kid, big left-hander, 6'6", 235, a senior at Cal State Dominguez Hills, hometown of Torrance, and the lefty will be looking to shut down a Blues lineup that really came alive yesterday, had a few guys break out of some slumps, and here's the Blues lineup today. Ryan Cermak will lead off for the second straight game and play center field, followed by Mason Grotto, who will play first base, one of 5 defensive positions Grotto's played all year. He's very versatile. He'll bat second, followed by Austin Shell, who will do the catching. Vince Martinez bats cleanup and DHs. He introduced himself to the Blues with a nice triple yesterday, or a double that he was thrown out at third. Still played it a run. Tate Samuelson will play third base and bat fifth. Vinny Bologna plays right field and bat sixth, followed by Austin Kretschmar, one of the Stanford guys, playing second, caught the line out to end the first. Grant Burton, another welcome Blue from Stanford, plays left field and bats eighth, followed by Ruben Mercado, senior out of San Jose State, who bats ninth and plays shortstop. But leading things off, Ryan Cermak, the junior at Illinois State. First pitch from Garnett is high. Fastball changeup, and I'm told he throws a slurve, more of a slider curveball. Fastball tops out at 92, delivers a 1-0 now to Cermak. Swung on and lifted to left. That'll drop. Cermak rounds first and heads into second. This is a guy, as he has a stand-up double to start the day for the Blues. Cermak had been in a really tough slump. 0 for his last 9 coming into yesterday. And in his last 17 at-bats coming into yesterday, he had struck out 10 times. Cermak in the leadoff spot delivered a 2 RBI single with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 7th. He hadn't had an RBI in 4 games. He now has 17 on the season. He has another double. It gives him 5 doubles now as Grotto takes strike 1. And Grotto, who leads the CCL in batting average still and is second in the CCL in RBIs with 22, is going to look to that total. 0-1 the count to him. Garnett checks and now deals. Grotto grounds one to short. Boning has it. He'll throw to first to get Cermak and the leadoff run. So they'll take the run at third. Cermak is out, and Grotto reaches first on an infield single and a fielder's choice. Excuse me, a fielder's choice, not an infield single, so not a hit for Grotto, but he'll reach first on the fielder's choice. Cermak, who doubled to lead off the game, is thrown out at third. So there's 1 out and 1 man on for Austin Shell, batting third and doing the catching today. So Garnett gave up the 1 hit and got that leadoff runner on, but Shell goes the opposite way and hits one to right. He'll round first and try for 2. Grotto is held at third. It's the second double of the day for the Blues, this one courtesy of Austin Shell.
Blues approach has been fast, and the Blues approach has been aggressive. 2 doubles already on the day. That's going to bring up.
So now, all 3 Blues have at least reached. Cermak led off the game with the 5th double of his season. Grotto then grounded to short. He reached on a fielder's choice. Now Shell matches Cermak and has his 5th double on the season. It's runners at second and third for the Blues. There's just 1 out for Vince Martinez, who drove a run in yesterday. Martinez out of Stanford. Swung on and missed strike 1. Well, Vince packs a big bat, and that's what we learned, or have learned in his short time as a Blue. Martinez, in his 2021 campaign, batted .312 for Stanford, had 7 home runs, 22 RBIs, a slugging percentage of .500 for Martinez. Here's an 0-1 from Garnett. It's grounded. This one to third. Nice leaping throw from Cowley. He'll gun to first for the out. In the process, a run scores from third, and it's 1-0 Blues on the RBI ground out by Vince Martinez. Here's Tate Samuelson, now the fifth batter of the bottom of the first for the Blues. It's 1-0 on the Martinez RBI. That's his second of this season, and this is just his second start. He's got 2 RBIs and 2 starts now. Samuelson takes strike one on the slurve from Tristan Garnett. Garnett on the season, 0-1, 3.85 ERA and 7 full innings pitched. 11 strikeouts to his credit, 2 walks, good command, but has already given up his 8th and 9th hits so far this season. 0-1 as he deals way inside the fastball to Samuelson. Has the count even now at 1 ball and 1 strike. The man at second is Austin Shell. Martinez drove in Grotto, who scored. It's 1-0 Blues. We're in the bottom of the first, and there's 2 away. Samuelson swings and lines one to... Oh, it was dropped by Boning at short. Looked like he might have a snow cone catch. And it's a single for Samuel. Nope. E6. So Samuelson reaches on an E6. Ball that should have been caught by Boning, and it's runners at the corners now for Vinny Bologna, right fielder and teammate of Mason Grotto's at Fresno State, the man playing right field today. Men on first and third for the Blues. First pitch to Bologna, swung on and grounded to Boning at short. Well, they tried to make a double play, but they only needed 1 out, so they toss on to second for the out. Bologna grounds out to short. In the process, though, the Blues plate 1 in the bottom of the first. Cermak led the game off with the double. He was tagged out at third. Grotto reached on a fielder's choice. Shell would double. Martinez would ground out to third. In the process, scoring Grotto from third. Samuelson would reach on an error, and Bologna grounds out to end the inning. It's the second inning of work coming up now for Vaughn Moderer, and he had a scoreless one. Only gave up 1 hit and 1 walk. Vaughn will be back out there now with a cushion, and the Blues, for the first time in what feels like forever, lead early in a ball game. It's 1-0 San Luis Obispo. It'll be Jake McMurray to lead things off for the Saints. So the Blues now, in the last 3 innings that this offense has played, they've scored 6 runs. And let me get this right, because this number was incredible to me. So prior to last night's ball game, in the previous 3 games, the Blues had 1 extra base hit, and that was a 2-run homer courtesy of Grant Burton. It was their only offense in Game 2 on Wednesday against the Riptide. In just last night's ball game, and now tonight, the Blues have 4 extra base hits, and they've got 6 runs in the last 3 innings that this offense has come to the plate. Good turnaround, good sign of things to come, and a weight lifted off of this offense's shoulders. And it's McMurray, as promised, to lead us off in the top of the second with our score 1-0 Blues. It's July 3rd, the day before Independence Day. Tomorrow, we will have a game for you, 1 p.m. first pitch in Thousand Oaks. You're right here on the Blue Streaming Network. But for now, we cater to this amazing crowd, over 1,500 in attendance. And I'm sure as this thing goes on, I'll get you an exact number, as there is not a place to sit. And Sinsheimer Park, and it's strike 1 to McMurray. And here's the second pitch. Moderer dealing to the right-hander. Grounded to Samuelson at third. He'll dive and make the throw in time. Wow. So Samuelson dives out to make the catch, then gets to his feet, guns to first in time to get McMurray, and there's 1 away. Blues have been, I've been spoiled, fans have been spoiled by watching the left side of this infield take ground balls all season. Samuelson showing me why, and at a certain point, Moderer delivers strike 1 now to Josh Cowden. We've seen it a number of times. It still manages to amaze me. 0-1 the count to Cowden, the right fielder. There's 1 out. We're in the top of the second, and it's 1-0 Blues.
Definitely have him lower in the
That one's low. 1-1 now the count.
Man's going to be in a 1-1 count.
Cowden. The average at 279. Bats with no one on and one out. 1-1 is swung on and missed for strike 2.
Hopefully it's a quick fix. Doesn't last too long.
Blues and the Saints for the third time this year.
Been down.
The teams that are sandwiched together at second and third in the CCL South. This is another huge game. Swung on and missed strike 3. Shell digs it out of the dirt and guns to first to complete the strikeout. It's the second of the day for Moderer, and it's the second out of the inning. For Vaughn, that gives him now 8 strikeouts this season. 2 away, top of the second. That brings Jake Bird into the mound. To the plate, excuse me. Moderer is still on the mound, just through 1 2/3. Bird in second on the team in hits. Take strike 1 from Moderer.
That's always fun. Don't really get the chance to go against your teammate too often.
So we continue to say that every lineup out now is a new one for the Blues. This is the first time we'll see this lineup this season that features all 3 players. All 3 players from Stanford. But the familiar Saturday starter, Vaughn Moderer, has Burden in a 1-1 count. That one low and away. It is 2-1 now. There are 2 away in the top of the second. Blues already lead 1-0. We haven't seen the Blues score in the first inning in quite some time. That was something we saw a lot early in the season. 2-1 is swung on and hit. It's a one-hopper to Mercado, who finds himself playing behind second base, and he guns, of course, in time for the third out. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Vaughn Moderer, and the bats will quickly be up again as we'll head to the bottom of the second now. 1-0 Blues. Moderer is through 2, holding the Saints scoreless. While we have a moment, want to thank one of our many generous sponsors of the San Luis Obispo Blues, Via Automotive. If you are in need of any automotive repairs in the San Luis Obispo area, check out our friends at Via Automotive, who have been with us since 1946. That's all 75 years of the Blues' existence. So thank you to Via Automotive, where their slogan is "Our family taking care of your family." Been doing it for over 70 years. Thank you, Via Automotive. We will head now to the bottom of the second. It's Tristan Garnett still out there. Blues lead 1-0 here on July 3rd. We're happy to have you along with us the day before Independence Day on the Blue Streaming Network. I'll be right back with you after a short break. Thank you for hanging out. Here's Austin Kretschmar to lead things off for the Blues in the bottom of the second, already leading 1-0 against the 6'6 left-hander Tristan Garnett, who deals high and inside for ball 1. So Kretschmar, again, one of these Stanford guys, quote-unquote Stanford guys, that's what they were called before they got to the Blues. A lot of them got here yesterday. 1-0, now 2-0 as Garnett deals a slurve outside. 2 balls and no strikes. There are no outs as we just start the bottom of the second. Kretschmar had limited at-bats at Stanford in 2021, still hit .320. Here's a 2-0 to him. Outside part of the plate, and it's 3-0 now. 3 balls, no strikes. Kretschmar, whose uncle played shortstop at Missouri. Kretschmar in every game as a Blue so far. just been a couple, but he has started at second base. 3 balls, no strikes. Here's the 4th pitch from Garnett. That one's over the plate, and it's 3-1. So Kretschmar was on the Pac-12 academic honor roll as a sophomore and a junior, getting that Stanford education. Here's a 3-1 to him. Swung on and hit out to center, but barely having to move is Cooper Elliott, who's under it for the catch. There's 1 away. There's Grant Burton, also out of Stanford, playing left field today. Grant, whose only hit as a Blue so far was a 2-run bomb in Orange County. Only offense for the Blues in that loss. But 1 hit and 1 bomb for Burton. He'll look at a changeup. He's in there for strike 1.
And it's cool for us to announce. Definitely feeds to our energy, brings us a little bit more joy.
0-1 from Garnett.
It's a lot more fun.
Low, and it's 1-1. 1 away, no one on for Burton. We're in the bottom of the second. It's 1-0 Blues at Sinsheimer Park. Can't wait to find out how many people are actually here. 1-1. Inside, it's 2-1. Of course, they have all of us interns guess the attendance at some point in the game. My guess is going to be quite high. It's 2-1. There's 1 away for Burton. Tristan Garnett deals. And Burton pops 1 up. And out of play, count even at 2-2.
That's right where Garnett wants him now.
Mentioned the Blues and Saints have both split their 2 previous games coming into this one. Both teams winning 5-1, oddly enough, in both their victories. Burton takes high ball 3. Blues, who got the win late last night, and that was a fun one. I have to say that was probably my favorite game of the season. Here's a payoff pitch to Burton. Swung on and missed strike 3. He's down to a knee, and there's 2 away for Ruben Mercado. Garnett gets his first strikeout, and that will give Tristan now 12 Ks on the season. And now there's 2 out and no one on for Ruben Mercado. Of course, playing shortstop. He's got some of the best hands you'll see. Senior at San Jose State, played a number of years for head coach Bob Miller of the Blues. It's Coach Miller's first season coaching for the Blues. He has coached at Cuesta College for 19. This one is set up into center by Mercado, and it's a base hit. So Mercado singles, and now we'll work our way back to the top of this Blues lineup, and Ryan Cermak, the men who led off this game with a double. Had 2 RBIs last night. Cermak breaking out of a slump, and man, was that good to see. So now Coach Miller has inserted this big bat, and the bat is big for Cermak at the top of this lineup. Mercado singling. There's 1 on and 2 outs for Cermak. Takes the first pitch from Garnett that gets away into the backstop, and Mercado will take second and be in scoring position. Blues already with 2 extra base hits. They had 1 after their games on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So this is a team that's happy to be home, and there's no question they hit really well here at Sinsheimer. Now it's 2-0 as Garnett deals low and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Cermak. 5-tool center fielder. Can really do it all. Looking to drive in Mercado from second, who singled with 2 outs. Garnett will check second and now deal low and away, and it's 3-0 now. Three balls, no strikes to Ryan Cermak. I'll say that one hit the zone, and it's 3-1 now. Cermak, who, to get out of his 0-for-9 slump, singled early in the ball game and stole second. That seemed to really lift his spirits. He's got the confidence back. He'll take ball 4 and have a walk down to first, and that'll bring Mason RBI Grotto to the plate.
Get himself a little bit closer to scoring.
Colton, can you update the hits? Evan, can you show Colton how to update the hits?
And with Grotto at the plate, just want to give a shout out to his uncle Jules, one of the more special Blues fans that we have, as Grotto takes strike one. Mason's uncle Jules is watching from New Jersey, so we want to say hello to Jules and thank you for all your support. We hope you're doing well, and Mason and his family miss you very much and are happy to have you watching. 0-1 to Grotto, fouls that one. Beyond the reach of McMurray at first. Mercado rounds third. Throw in from right. Takes a hop. It's not in time. It's 2-0 Blues. Grotto brings in another run. It's 2-0 Blues. Runners at the corners now. It's Cermak, who just walked. He's now at third. And Grotto, who just singled in a run, is at first. It's 2-0 Blues for Austin Shell, who is also 1 for 1 with a double, looking to his RBI total. But as for Mason, we mentioned the average leading the CCL, so that'll only climb. Coming into today at 423, has reached in both plate appearances, the first on a fielder's choice, and this one now a single, and he still leads the team in hits, now with 31, and the RBI is at 23 in 20 games for Grotto. Shell quickly in the hole, 0-2 against Tristan Garnett. There's 2 away. We're in the bottom of the second, and it's 2-0 Blues. Runners at the corners for Shell, who in his last game against the Saints on Thursday. Correction, it's no balls and 1 strike. Swung on and hit into left. That'll bring in another run. Shell really likes hitting against the Saints. In Thursday's ball game, he was 4 for 4 with 4 singles and a run batted in. So far in this one, he's 2 for 2 with a double, single, and another run batted in. And the Blues are getting to Garnett early. It's 3-0 in favor of San Luis Obispo. Runners are at first and second. It's Grotto at second. Shell at first for Vince Martinez, who brought in the first run of the game and is doing the DHing today in the cleanup spot. 2 away and 2 on. Garnett checks second and deals the first pitch to Martinez for strike 1. So we mentioned Martinez is the guy that he got his time in at Stanford, and he delivered on it. Over 20 RBIs in his 2021 campaign. He's already got 2 in 2 games with the Blues. 0-1. Swung on and missed. It's 0-2. So Shell, officially in his last 6 at-bats against the Saints, is 6 for 6 with 5 singles and a double and 2 RBIs. And Grotto, in typical Mason fashion, brings in another run, finds himself safe at second and in scoring position. Here's an 0-2 to Martinez. It is outside, ball 1, and a good take by Vince. Martinez comes from a very athletic family. His sister Miranda played soccer at Cal Baptist. His other sister Ariana ran track and cross country at Cal State San Marcos. Lined into left center, and Martinez brings in another run. Grotto will round third and score. Shells into third. Martinez makes it 4-0 Blues as they've blown it open here in the bottom of the second. Three straight RBI singles have Martinez at first and Shell at third. It's runners on the corners again for Tate Samuelson, who will be the 8th man up at the plate. And now a meeting of the minds on the mound with Tristan Garnett. And we have not seen a Saint reliever warming, at least for too long. So we don't expect this to be a pitching change. It will not be. Just a strictly talking strategy with a dangerous bat. Can't take Samuelson lightly. Leads the team in homers with 3 and is prone to go deep here at Sinsheimer. All 3 of his homers have been here at home. Local kid out of Cal Poly SLO, hometown of San Diego. Runners at the corners for Tate. So 2 on and 2 out. It's 4-0 Blues. 3 straight RBI singles have made it 4-0. Garnett deals to Samuelson. Strike one. Martinez has 3 RBIs.
Locating his pitches very well. Not giving up a walk yet.
Samuelson takes ball 1.
Cermak, just the 1 walk. But he's already gone through the order once, and he's at the 5 spot.
Martinez has a couple RBIs in his 2 starts already. He's safe at first. It's Shell at third. It's 4-0 Blues, and here's a 1-1 to Samuelson. Tate takes over the plate, strike 2.
It was last at bat. You got to finish here. Without the inning, try to
1 and 2. There's men on first and third with 2 outs. We're still in the bottom of the second, and it's become 4-0 Blues. Here's a 1-2 to Samuelson. It's fouled off to the right side. He will stay alive. Count and situation will remain the same. Again, it's 1 and 2 with men on first and third. It's 4-0 San Luis Obispo. And they have put on a show early, plating 1 in the first, courtesy of Martinez. Now 3. Samuelson pops up the slurve, and it'll be in shallow right. Making the catch is Cobb. At the top of his glove, he'll hang on to it. And that'll end what was an extremely productive inning. They plate 3 in the bottom of the second. Vince Martinez made it 1-0 in the bottom of the first. Grotto made it 2-0. Shell made it 3-0, and Martinez, with his second RBI of the day, has made it 4-0. It'll be Von Moderer out for his 3rd inning of work now, and now he's really got a cushion. 4-0 Blues as we'll head to the top of the 3rd, and we're hoping you're enjoying this one as much as I am. Zach Ebrahim here in the press box at Sinsheimer Park in San Luis Obispo, July 3rd, day before Independence Day. And, yes, we will have a ball game tomorrow. We'll be in Thousand Oaks. We'll be playing at California Lutheran College, and it'll be the Blues and the Oaks, 2 teams that played yesterday. And if you missed yesterday's ball game, we do apologize because it was a fun one. And much as we apologize, we're happy to inform you that the Blues won 5-4 and snapped a 3-game losing streak. They're looking to start another here against the Saints, who, of course, they lost to on Thursday. I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you for the top of the 3rd. And thank you so much for joining us here on a Saturday afternoon on the Blue Streaming Network. Told you it'd be a short break. We're in the top of the 3rd, and it is Brandon Boning, the shortstop, set to lead us off. He is batting in the 8-hole today. Moderer coming off of a 1-2-3 top of the 2nd. Righty on righty as he'll deal. And Boning grounds a 1-hopper to Samuelson, who guns effortlessly onto first, and Grotto stays on the bag. There's 1 away.
Jackson Cobb coming up for the Saints. Some guys on the other side for the Cubs already gone up twice. We just made some 4-0 here.
And that'll bring now Jackson Cobb, the man who made the catch at second to end the bottom of the second, an inning that must have felt like it went on forever for Tristan Garnett. It's 4-0 Blues, and Moderer quickly dealing to Cobb with 1 away and no one on. Swung on and missed for strike 1.
And that's the case as of late for the Saints in general. A team that was winning a lot of their games off their pitching.
It's 2-1.
Now showing that their bats can do some work as well, too. Jackson Cobb, you've seen him back in the leadoff spot or the 9th spot, wherever they like to put him. No way. It's been a part of the success of the play.
1-1. Excuse me, 2-1. Now 3-1. Excuse me, 2-1. Cobb getting his first at-bat against Moderer.
Also at Arkansas.
It's 4-0. Here's a 2-1. Fouled straight back, and it's 2-2. Cobb, who comes in with the average at 286. Is one of 7 Saints to have homered this season. Swung on a missed strike 3. Moderer sets him down on 5 pitches, and we'll work our way back to the top of the Saints order, and we'll see Connor Bradshaw for the second time today. His fate in the first was a strikeout. That strikeout of Cobb gets Moderer now 3 on the day and 9 on the season. Vaughn facing Bradshaw for the second time today. And you can bet Moderer was aware of what Bradshaw did to Matt Sox back on Thursday. Took a first pitch fastball and sent it out to deep center. Gave the Saints a 1-0 lead, which they would never relinquish. And win 5-1 in that one. Blues looking for revenge here, and they've gotten it so far. It's 4-0. That one is swung on and missed by Bradshaw. Count even at 1-1. There's no one on and 2 outs as we enter the top of the third. One ball and 1 strike to Connor Bradshaw. Leadoff hitting DH that sends one out to left center. Cermak turns on the Jets but can't get there. It'll get to the wall, and Bradshaw rounds first and is into second with a stand-up double. It is the first extra base hit of the day for Arroyo Seco, and it's their first runner in scoring position.
It's from one of their guys who gets a lot of them, Connor Bradshaw. Pepperdine product. We were talking about his home run ability. He does have a lot of doubles as well.
So Bradshaw is at second for Cooper Elliott, who walked back in the first. And Elliott with a chance to add to his RBI total. Moderer trying to keep the Saints scoreless through 3. He's an out away from doing so. And an out away from matching his longest outing this year. Moderer, who in his previous 3 starts has gone at least 3 innings. And here's the first pitch to Elliott. Strike 1. Blues come in 14-5, second in the CCL South. That's how big that win over the Oaks was. The Oaks were in second, Blues were in 4th, and the win over Conejo put them in second. This team, the Saints, they're playing now, is right behind them in 3rd place in the CCL South. And now Elliott is behind in the count, 0-2 to Vaughn Moderer. Moderer, the sophomore at Cal Berkeley, originally born in London, hometown of San Rafael, California. Still haven't asked Vaughn how old he was when he got to the States. It's a good question to ask. And now Elliott asks what pitch Vaughn will throw him. We'll get the answer coming up. But Moderer will run through the signs one more time with Austin Schell, who's doing the catching. And with a runner in scoring position and 2 away, Moderer shakes off the first. Now they agree, and he'll deal an 0-2 to Elliott. And the answer is a pitch that's low and away for ball 1. Elliott, the center fielder, facing Moderer for the second time today. Walked back in the first. Here's a 1-2 as Moderer checks second and now deals. It's swung on and fouled back. Count and situation remain the same. It's 1-2. Man on second is Connor Bradshaw, who doubled. And there's 2 away in the top of the third. It's 4-0 Blues. Blues scored 1 in the first, 3 in the second, and we'll see what they've got for us upcoming in the third. Here's a 1-2 as Moderer checks second twice and deals. Again, low and inside for ball 2. Still looking for the swing and miss from Elliott, trying to induce that with the put away pitches. But Elliott's worked it back in his favor at 2-2. Or worked it back to even, I should say. Here's a 2-2. Swung on and missed strike 3, and he got him. They'll strand the runner at second, and Moderer will strut off the mound, holding the Saints scoreless through 3. We'll head to the bottom of the third, and the Blues will try to supply a further cushion. It stands at 4-0 now, and we will head into the bottom of the third. While we have them, I want to thank one of our many generous sponsors of the San Luis Obispo Blues. We want to thank our friends at Club Cannon, who supply all the CO2 cannons here at Sinsheimer Park. They go off when the Blues score or do something awesome. They go deep. Club Cannon is supplying those personally, and we thank them for that. If you're in need of any special effects equipment, check out clubcannon.com. They've got plenty of it. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Our score 4-0 Blues, and Tristan Garnett still out there for the Saints. I'm going to take a short break. We'll be right back with you on the Blue Streaming Network. Thanks so much for hanging out and making us a part of your Saturday evening. Bottom of the third, Garnett deals to right fielder Vinny Bologna, who takes ball 1. Vinny, who's just dead serious when you talk to him. I still have not seen him smile, and he's been with the team for a week now. 1-0 to Bologna. High and inside ball 2. All about his business. Has 2 hits as a Blue, both of the extra base variety, doubled in his first game starting. And then last Sunday, 2-run go-ahead homer in the bottom of the 8th. Takes ball 3. It is 3-0. So it's been Esperanza and Bologna. Esperanza not in the starting lineup today, but Bologna is. And those 2 men have been the reason these last 3 games at Sinsheimer have been so dang fun. It's 3-1 as Garnett deals strike 1 to Bologna. So the average, nothing special for Bologna. You're going to look at 143 and think, so what? But Vinny packs a lot of pop in that bat. But in the process, he'll gladly take first on a 5-pitch walk to lead us off in the bottom of the third. And getting that leadoff man on, well, that has spelled trouble for opposing pitchers against the Blues all year. They always seem to come through. Here's Austin Kretschmar, his second at-bat of the day, the second baseman who flew out to center in his first at-bat. That was back in the bottom of the second. In that bottom of the second, Blues sent 8 men to the plate. Kretschmar just the second. At the bottom of the third, takes strike 1 from Garnett. Bologna is safe at first on a 5-pitch walk. There are no outs and 1 man on for Austin Kretschmar.
Should have plays after it. But for his second start in a row, some defensive liabilities.
0-1. Kretschmar takes in the dirt. Ball 1. One ball and 1 strike to Kretschmar. Second baseman out of Stanford bats with Bologna on first. Kretschmar swings and hits a double play ball to Boning at short. He'll toss on to Cobb at second, who guns to McMurray at first, and it's 6-4-3 on the double play. There's now 2 away for Grant Burton. So the leadoff walk is erased on the double play. There's no one on and 2 outs for Burton. And that's got to feel good for Tristan Garnett, who's coming off of a lengthy bottom of the second. Comes back with a double play ball to quickly get him 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. And now all he has to get through is Graham Burton, who swings and misses through the first pitch. It's 0-1. Still 4-0 Blues. We're in the bottom of the third at Sinsheimer Park in San Luis Obispo, California. Burton takes strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes.
If it was, he would be Picasso.
Perfect day for baseball. Temperatures in the low 70s, and those are going to dip 0-2 as the night goes on. Strike 3 called, and he got Burton. And I can tell you that Burton did not agree with the last 2 strike calls, but he'll be sat down on 3 pitches, strikeout looking. And that's it for us here at Sinsheimer through 3. It's 4-0 Blues. We will head to the top of the 4th. On the other end of this break, it'll be the Saints bats facing Vaughn Monterer for another inning of work. Vaughn trying to go for his longest outing all season. He's got the cushion to do it. It's 4-0 Blues. I'll be back with you for the top of the 4th here on the Blue Streaming Network. Thanks so much for hanging out. We're in the top of the 4th. Still 4-0 Blues, and it is Drew Cowley taking ball 1 from Moderer. Here's the second pitch. It is fouled straight back and just over the netting to the left side, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Cowley, who singled in his first at bat. So he's 1 for 1. He bats with no one on and no out. Top of the 4th. That pitch is outside from Moderer. It's 2-1. Saints as a team bring the average of 263 into play. Blues have not had a problem hitting Saints pitching, and that's on the surface. I'll get to that in a moment. That one's sent out to right. Man, that's a rocket shot, and that is off the wall from Cowley. He's 2 for 2 with now a single and a stand-up double. And just what the doctor ordered for the Saints, a leadoff double, has Cowley at second for Peyton Lewis, who leads the team in RBIs. And he'll bat with Cowley on second and no one out. We're in the top of the 4th. It's still 4-0 Blues. But like I was saying, in the 2 games against the Saints, the Blues have, in those 2 games, they got 10 hits in the first matchup. Had no problem plating runs. They would score 5 on 10 hits. Not bad. Moderer checks second and delivers the first pitch to Lewis. Swung on and missed strike 1. In Thursday's ball game between these 2 teams, the Blues got 9 hits. They got on base 14 times. They scored 1 run. It was just big head scratcher on Thursday, and the guys were just wondering, what was up. It's now 1-1 to Lewis. Mentioned it on yesterday's broadcast that after the 3-game road trip in which they didn't win a game, it was just a lot of what just happened. And a lot of, the guys kicking themselves for making uncharacteristic mistakes. Big win yesterday, has their confidence back. Not that they ever lost it, but they certainly have it in this one, leading 4-0 as Monterey delivers strike 2 to Peyton Lewis. So Cowley, he's now 2 for 2 with a single and a double. It is 1-2 to Lewis. There are still no outs here in the top of the 4th. 1-2. Lewis hits a swinging bunt back to Moderer, who will check third momentarily and take the out at first. So it's a ground out to the pitcher for Peyton Lewis. He's 0 for 2. That brings Jake McMurray, who grounded out to third in his first at-bat in the second, to the plate to bat with the Saints' first run just 90 feet away. But I'll have to get through Moderer, who hasn't given up many runs this year. Only 3 given up in his 3 starts. 1 out, top of the 4th. First pitch to McMurray is taken for ball 1. McMurray, the first baseman, righty on righty, awaits a 1-0 from Moderer. Low and inside. It's 2 balls to no strikes now. Due up is Josh Cowden, one of Moderer's 4 strikeout victims on the day. But at the plate is McMurray, and he's trying to bring in a run from third. Here's a 2-0 from Moderer. It's swung on, and it's back to him at the mound. There's no one at first, so McMurray is safe, and a run scores.
Fortunately for the Blues, Grotto tried to make that play as well, and Moderer came off the bump to get it.
Yeah, Vaughn went to get that one himself. It was a one-hopper that went really high, and Grotto came off the bag at first, so no one's out. And it's 4-1 now as the Saints get on the board. McMurray is safe at first with a infield single, and it's Cowden now to bat with 1 man on and 1 out. It's 4-1 now. Showing bunt and laying it down. Moderer digs it out of the grass and guns to first, not in time. So Cowden is safe, and he gets a bunt single. Cowden puts down the bunt and is safe. That brings Jag Burden, who's second on the team in hits, to the plate.
That's his first hit in 3 games now. Hopefully that'll get him riled up.
Burden, the left fielder, 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. It's 4-1 now. The Saints have gotten on the board. It's up to Moderer to keep it that way, but he'll have to get through Burden with men on first and second now, and still just a 1 out here in the top of the 4th. And Vaughn facing some traffic for the first time today. Delivers ball 1 to Burden.
Guy sees the ball very well. Doesn't chase a lot of pitches.
Still early in this one. 1 out in the top of the 4th. 5 runs have been plated, 4 by the Blues. They lead early, and that's a welcome sign after the last 4 ball games. That one's low, and it's ball 2. So Moderer struggling with command a bit. 2 balls and no strikes to the Saints left fielder. 2 balls, no strikes. Righty on lefty. Third pitch to Burden. Outside again, and it's ball 3. Moderer in danger of walking Burden and loading the bases. There's just 1 away in the top of the 4th. And this is the most adversity Moderer has faced up until this point. A double of Cowley. He'd come around to score on a McMurray infield single, and Cowden just bunt singled. 3-0. Over the heart of the plate, strike 1. Top 4, still the 1 out, and Moderer has delivered a strike to Burden. Burden's still ahead in the count, 3-1. It's McMurray at second. He singled in the first run of the game, and Cowden at first. Way inside, and that's an easy ball 4. It's a 5-pitch walk of Burden, and the bases will indeed be loaded for Brandon Boning, the shortstop, who's 0 for 1. but a chance to add to his RBI total of 5 this season. His average at just 209. But as the Saints threaten, he'll be the man that'll try and come through with the bases loaded. Moderer, of course, a double play ball away from getting out of things, but we're a ways from there. There's still just the one out in the top of the 4th. Here comes pitching coach Dean Trainer to have a conversation with Vaughn. First meeting on the mound for Blues pitching. So Boning's 0 for 1, and he'll be at the plate after this thing's over, after the meeting's over. Bases will be loaded. It's McMurray at third, Cowden at second, and Burden at first, who just walked. It was a quick meeting. We'll get back to action now. It'll be righty on righty, the shortstop, Brandon Boning, to bat with the bases loaded and just one out here in the top of the 4th. It's a 3-run ball game. It's 4-1 Blues. Saints threatening. Here's that first pitch to Boning. Outside, ball 1. Austin Shell, who's doing the catching, tries to appeal and frame the pitch for his starter. It's ball 1. 1-0 to Boning. Strike 1. Count even now. The Blues got 6 hits through the first 2 innings. In this inning alone, Saints have gotten 3 for their total of 5. It's 4-1, and here's a 1-1 to Boning, who sends one out to left. Carried a little bit, and Burton will be under it for the catch. Tagging and scoring from third is McMurray. It's 4-2 on the sac fly from Boning. That's his 6th RBI on the season. Cuts the lead in half. It's 4-2 now. Sac fly makes it 4-2. It'll be men on first and second now for Jackson Cobb. Here comes head coach Bob Miller, and we will see a pitching change. Blues will go to the bullpen. We'll introduce you to the new arm when we come back from this short break. It's 4-2. There's men on first and second for Jackson Cobb when we come back. It's another good one. These home games have not disappointed as of late, and we can't thank you enough for joining us here on July 3rd at Sinsheimer Park on the Blue Streaming Network. We'll introduce you to the new pitcher when we come back. Welcome back. We are still in the top of the fourth. There are still men on first and second. It's 4-2 Blues, but the Saints have cut that. It was 4-0 coming into the inning. They've plated 2 to make it 4-2. It'll be Jackson Cobb, who's 0 for 1, facing the new pitcher in the game and pitching in relief of Vaughn Moderer, who did indeed go the longest he's gone in a ball game, but still unable to get through the fourth. It's TJ Clarkson, familiar position player. We've seen him play first base, and now we'll see him pitch. The lefty, 6'4", 220, junior at the University of Utah. ERA of 4.5 for TJ. This is his third appearance pitching, and he'll deal the first pitch to Cobb. Strike one. Cobb. He's got about pitching. He held up and fouled off to the right side. Two men on board. And that one was really bounced. Tough for Shell to keep that one in front of him. It'll get to the backstop. Needs one more out to get this fourth, with the Blues still having the lead. Base hit could tie this thing, exactly. Ball 4. Bases loaded again.
The bases are loaded for the second time for the Saints. Bring up Connor Bradshaw.
Connor Bradshaw will come now to the plate. He doubled in the last inning. A double led off this inning. That was by Cowley. So Bradshaw, who's 1 for 2 with the double. 2 outs. It's lefty on lefty again. Clarkson comes out and walks his third man of the season. Mercado, 4-2 our score, and we hope you're enjoying this one on July 3rd, day before Independence Day. Yes, we do have a game tomorrow. We play in Thousand Oaks. If you haven't seen it already, check out the post-game show we had after that one. It was Kyle Wish, who was the starting pitcher in last night's ball game. It was his first start, not only of the season, but in over 3 years. He went 5 full innings and gave up 1 hit and no runs. Bullpen would make things interesting, give the Oaks a lead late in that ball game, but AJ Esperanza had enough of that and decided to come through in the clutch one more time and send a 2-run bomb to right. Check out the post-game show where I talked to AJ and Kyle. That was a fun one. We had a lot of fun celebrating that one last night. But back to business today, and Tristan Garnett still on the mound for the Saints. I'm going to take my short little 10-second break and be back with you. No break. Not even 10 seconds. Not even against Garnett with a single he sent to right field. First pitch from Garnett to Mercado. His base hits are timely. Ruben had his best game of the year against the Arroyo Seco Saints in the first game. On in this, talk about that game anyway. And there is one away appearance. He has doubled and walked, and it'll be righty on lefty as he's facing Tristan Garnett, who is through 3 1/3, has given up the 4 runs. Cermak checked his swing. I'll say you want to. Cermak. Grotto stands in with no one on and 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. It's 4-2 Blues. First pitch from Garnett is taken for strike 1. Looked like the changeup. 0-1. Grotto takes strike 2. Grotto, who drove in the second run of the game for the Blues on an RBI single, reached on a fielder's choice back in the first, and of course singled back in the second. Here's an 0-2 to him. Sent off to the right side, fouls it once, as he is responsible for 23 being scored this season. He's in the dirt, ball 1.
He's the four on board. Not just throwing everything down the middle.
And you see him.
2 outs. No one on 2. And after falling behind in the count, Owen. Grotto sends one out to left. And singled, and those came consecutively in the first and second. It's 1 ball and 1 strike now to Martinez, the DH today, batting cleanup and trying to clean up what his team has left. Tristan Garnett, who's trying to get limiting the damage to just the 4 runs earned. Threatening with Martinez at the plate. Here's a 1-2. Vince checks that swing and takes ball 2. Martinez, I almost forgot to mention this. We mentioned the athletic family that he comes from. His mom, Christy, played basketball at North Dakota. My dad went to North Dakota. Small world. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Vince Martinez, who bats with 2 men on and his team leading by 2. Martinez takes ball 3. Count will be full. One of 3 players in the starting lineup today from the Stanford Cardinal. Had a good run in the college baseball playoffs. Now playing summer ball in the Central Coast. Payoff pitch is strike 3 called, and okay. Martinez strikes out looking. Men were in motion, of course, with the full count. He strikes out looking to end the inning. That's it through 4 here at Sinsheimer. Our score 4-2. We'll be right back after this short break on the Blue Streaming Network. Thanks for hanging out.
It was just going.
Welcome back. We are in the to get out of a phase 2 men. Got a ground out to second to end the inning. This bunt is put foul by Cooper Elliott, who's leading off the inning for the Saints. He has walked and struck out, so officially 0 for 1. But this is his 3rd time at the plate and facing Clarkson for the first time today.
That's California baseball.
No balls and 1 strike to Cooper Elliott. No one on and no out as we start the top of the 5th. Clarkson delivers strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. So Moderer went through 3 2/3, giving up 2 runs. It's the longest he's gone in a ball game this year. Swung on, and it's a 1-hopper to Kretschmar at second, who will gun to Grotto at first, who does the splits for out 1. Here comes Drew Cowley, who's 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Both those came against Vaughn Moderer. This time he'll have a chance to face TJ Clarkson. Doubled in his last at-bat back live now. Tell you that's part of the show. You were here for it. You watched it on our stream. You won't want to miss it. Here's the fourth. And Shell will make the catch. 2 away for Peyton Lewis, who's 0 for 2. And he'll bat with no one. And McMurray staying alive.
Guy was really coming into good form for the Saints.
We are an hour and a half into this one.
You know they want his bat as quick as they can.
2 balls and 1 strike to Jake McMurray. The man on first is Peyton Lewis, who was just hit by a pitch in the top of the 5th. That one's hit out to right. Bologna's under it for the catch, and that's the 3rd out. So through 4.5, it's still 4-2 Blues. Their bats will have a chance to tack on and increase their lead. There will be a new pitcher on the mound for the Arroyo Seco Saints. We'll introduce you to him when we come back after this short break on the Blue Streaming Network. Hope you're enjoying this one as much as I am. Zach Ebrahim here at Sinsheimer Park. I'll be right back for the Blues bats in the bottom of the 5th. It's 4-2. We're in the bottom of the 5th with our score still 4-2. Blues with the lead. The new pitcher on, right-hander Jack Baird for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Stands 6'4", out of Pepperdine. He'll deal to Tate Samuelson, who takes strike 1. ERA at 2.07 for Baird. This is 4th appearance. He has started twice. This is a guy who has started and played and come out of the pen. Grounded to short. Boning has it on to first. There's 1 away. So quickly 1 away. Baird out of the pen. So in his last appearance, he started. He went 4 2/3, gave up 2 earned runs on 6 hits. On the season, he has now gone through 9 full innings, striking out 7, walking 3, giving 11 hits up. And that'll bring Vinny Bologna to the plate with no one on and 1 out. Bologna pops 1 up. Infield will have a look. It's McMurray at first, under it for the catch in the 2nd out. Quickly 2 away for Austin Kretschmar, who's 0 for 2 himself. A fly out to center and grounded into a 6-4-3 double play back in the third.
You get a couple hits together.
We're in the bottom of the fifth now. Our score is still 4-2. Kretschmar bats with no one on and 2 outs.
And now you got your bottom of the order, 2 outs. And you're hoping for some luck along the way in the rest of the inning.
Righty on righty. First pitch to Kretschmar is in there for strike 1.
Kretschmar 0 for 2.
Bottom third of this lineup today.
Jack Baird's third batter.
Get to that in a moment. Swung on and missed strike 2. 1 for 6. The bottom third of this lineup is today. Mercado with the lone single. That came in his first at-bat. No balls and 2 strikes to Austin Kretschmar. There's 2 away, and Baird is on the doorstep of a 1-2-3 inning. Ball 1. I'll say he held up. That's what I thought. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kretschmar. There's 2 away. 1-2. Popped up into foul ground and left. Drops out of bounds. Count and situation remain the same. It's 1-2, and there's no one on. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Blues threatened in the bottom of the 4th. Garnett was able to get out of that jam. 1-2. High. Ball 2. Count even now. It's Jack Baird, newly inserted right-hander out of Pepperdine, pitching in relief of Tristan Garnett. 2-2 has popped up. Infield will have a look. Baird says he has it. Now McMurray comes in from first. Well, now it's Cowley who's on the mound and came in from third to make the catch. It's a pop-up for Kretschmar. He is 0 for 3. We will head to the top of the 6th with our score 4-2 Blues. And I'll be right back with you after this short break on the Blue Streaming Network. Welcome back as we are in the top of the sixth. TJ Clarkson's still out there and delivering ball one to Cowden. So this will be the longest TJ has pitched in any ball game. He's already gotten 4 outs. That's more than any appearance he's had in relief. First strikeout. The plate. This is the first man TJ Clarkson. Clarkson gets ahead. It's 0-2 on Cobb. Man on first again. Boning, who's singled. That is the 6th hit of the day. And right now, TJ a strike away from completing his second full inning of relief. Oh, 2. That one is sent into foul ground, and it's still 0-2. There's 2 outs. Clarkson taking his time in between pitches here, really cycling through all the signs with Shell. No balls and 2 strikes. Clarkson will check on Boning and on first again. He's still safe. So still 1 man on and 2 out. We're in the top of the 6th still. It's 4-2 Blues. And Clarkson has Cobb right where he wants him in an 0-2 count. That one is going to be in fair territory in left field, and Burton is under it. Makes the catch, and that half inning is finally over. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Our score is still 4-2 Blues. They'll look to create some more separation for Independence Day at Sinsheimer Park. I'll be right back. Bottom 6, still 4-2, and no strikes to Burt. As a Blue, both are homers. This one a solo shot. It's 5-2. His second homer of the summer. His second to the plate. It's 5-2 Blues. Bases are empty. Still no 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 6th. 2-1 now. So Burt again on cue creates a cushion. Mercado goes the opposite way to right, and that drops for a base hit. It's his second one, second single. He's runners on. It's Mason Grotto, picked up his 23rd RBI of the season back in the 2nd. Then he doubled in the 4th. He bats with Mercado on 7th. And we'll be right back for the Saints bats. And there will be a new pitcher on the mound for the Blues. We'll introduce you to him when we come back on the other end of this break. Thanks for hanging out on the Blue Streaming Network.